If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it. Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to start off with a Spider-Man reference. Hello, everyone. Dragon Crick, aka O'Brien. Welcome to episode 18 of the Talk About Show. I am with.
Andrew, good guy. Yes. Hello, everybody. How are you today?
So, yeah, what's the crack, Andrew?
Again, I said again, nothing much. Well, I mean, I have been watching Stranger Things 4 yesterday, the
Yeah, I've
finale.
heard about that. Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty tense, but my favorite character didn't die. Thank God.
Well, don't spoil it, because someone in the chat might not have seen it.
Yeah, I won't say anything about it.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard big things. So it came on Netflix yesterday. While the bad
Yeah, you
guys come
should
out, and
watch
didn't
Stranger
even.
Things, Lee. Like, even though it looks scary, it's not even that scary. Like, there's only a few bits with the Demogorgon season 1, and then it continues on like that from different monsters and different enemies. Like,
Hmm.
it's supposed to be like a drama series. I really recommend it.
It's nothing against it. I just wouldn't be able to watch something with that kind of stuff. I'm nothing like I'm not trying to judge the show. I wouldn't be able to watch something that's like scary, which is
I
why I
mean, they
don't.
don't appear that often. They don't appear that often. It's mainly just the kids and
Oh
the
no,
adults.
it's nothing with the monsters. It's just like the monsters are fine. It's just I've seen there was a really scary bit I saw and that just put me off it. So
All
anyway,
right.
um, so today's talk
What
about
about
show we'll be
you?
talking about the MCU Spider-Man trilogy, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Then we will be talking about the bad guys. And then, as Andrew's kind, he really wanted us to talk about it, and he's getting it. We're going to be talking about the final thing Blue Sky made, Ice Age Scrat Tales. So that'll be our final topic. And then, if there's much time left, we'll just talk about like maybe some funny memories about school or something. But yeah. Um, so just if is there anything you want to say before we get on to our topics, Andrew?
No, not really. Let's just go ahead.
All right. So, um, do you want to go first about your thoughts, or will I?
You can go first if you like.
All right. So, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Yes. The beginning of the MCU Spider-Man trilogy. Well, not really the full beginning of Tom Holland as Spider-Man because Captain America: Civil War was the one that introduced Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Um, It's a very good film. I think I remember when it was coming out, I was really hyped to see it. Spider Man was in the MCU. It's actually Homecoming was the first Spider Man movie I saw in the cinema, which is cool. And I remember, going in there really excited and came out absolutely loving it. I called it best live action film ever made. I called it the best Spider Man film ever made. And now I still think it's a very good film, but I don't quite think it's as good as its sequels or Into the Spider Verse, and I don't think it's as good as the original Tobey Maguire Spider Man trilogy. Um, this film, what I feel, it lacks the heart and charm of the other movies. I mean, it's better than the Andrew Garfield movies, but I think it lacks those emotional charm that the Sam Raimi trilogy had a lot of, and it feels more it's a modern fun action film, which isn't a bad thing. I just think it could use a bit more heart to it. I'm not saying make it dark and gritty like the Amazing Spider-Man one. I like that it's lighthearted, but I think it should use a bit more heart. It should use a bit more heart because there's not a whole lot of it in here, but the story is very good. I really like Peter's arc and balancing his high school life and his Spider-Man responsibilities. It is very well executed. I think Ned is amazing. I love Ned. He's hilarious. I still remember the joke he made in the computer room when I saw the film for the first time. I just laughed, and the whole cinema actually started laughing too. So I just remember didn't see that joke coming at all, and I just started laughing. Um, I think I like Tony Stark's role in the film a lot. Actually, I think it's pretty cool. I really like his dynamic with Peter. I think it's a nice continuation of Captain America: Civil War. I know some people complain Tony Stark's just there to tie it in with the MCU. I suppose, yeah, I can see why you say that. I suppose Iron Man really is only here to tie it in with the MCU, but I really like the dynamic Spider-Man and Iron Man have. I think it is really, really good. And I really like his suit in this film as well. I think it's a very gorgeous suit. I don't know if it's as good as Tobey Maguire's suit or even Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, but it is a gorgeous suit regardless. The mask and the lens are just phenomenal. Um, but I think the action is great. I really like it. It's the music is pretty good. It's I think the Vulture is also a really good villain. Michael Keaton does a great performance. But yeah, I think it's a very good film. I do think it's the weakest in the trilogy, and I honestly do quite like, as you all know, that I love every single one of the Spider-Man movies, minus the two Andrew Garfield movies, like Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Tom Holland's films, Into the Spider-Verse are all 10s out of 10s for me. Homecoming would be at the bottom of my 10 out of 10 Spider-Man list. I do really like it. I just think it could use a bit more charm. It could use a bit more charm, but it is a very good film. I still think it's a brilliant, brilliant film. So I'm going to close off my thoughts, and I would give Spider-Man Homecoming 10 out of 10. So, Andrew, what do you think of Spider-Man Homecoming?
Well, it's definitely the best out of the Spider-Man films that I've seen, of course, in the MCU, since I'm not really a fan of them. I really like not Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland in this movie. I don't know, like, I really liked his performance. He was funny
Yes,
and
Tom
he
Holland
was
is
charming.
amazing.
Yeah, like I kind of wish he was a little older, similar to Tobey Maguire, because similar to the Tobey Maguire films and the Spider-Man PS4 games, I don't know, old Peter is kind of the best Spider-Man take in my opinion. Like, yes, I do know in the comics he's supposed to be this high school student.
I suppose.
Oh no!
I think really you kind of have to start him off as a kid because it takes time.
Yeah, it does
You
make
see.
sense. I do get where it's going.
I do think the high school aspects maybe could be a little bit more relatable, but then again, I suppose it can't be like Dino Thunder where you can have real, relatable high school interactions because one's a TV show. This is in the format of a film. But continue on what you're saying.
Yeah, so I kind of like Tony Stark in it as well. He's cool.
Mm.
He's like this cool dad figure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes the writing can be a little clunky at times, in my opinion. I don't know. Like some of the jokes don't land for me. I mean,
I
yes,
suppose,
the scene you were on about with the computer, I had no idea what that meant. No, I didn't find it
That's
funny,
so
but after
funny,
watching
though.
it again, I actually laughed.
Yeah.
And the reason why this is one of the stronger Spider-Man films, in my opinion, is because this is part of the old MCU, the MCU that I liked. I don't know, like back in the day, the MCU had really, really good writing, and it had really good stuff in it, and I really, really liked it, and the formula wasn't old. But I'll get onto that MCU, why it's not really my favorite thing anymore in the other Spider-Man films. So, anyways, back onto Homecoming. I don't know why, but I really, really don't like seeing Zendaya as Mary Jane, or they
MJ,
changed her name or
actually, it's
something.
not Michelle
MJ, yeah.
Jones.
I don't know. Like, it's just to me, it's like Disney trying to make cash off Disney Channel stars, because she did have a show called Casey Undercover. That was bad,
Yeah.
by the way. And then adding her in, I was like, yeah, I know what they're doing here. And I was like, okay, I know where this is going. Ned in the movie's all right. I mean, I don't like him in the sequels. It's like Sid in this case. Like he's good in the first one, but then he gets more annoying in the sequels. I don't know. It's just my taste. But yeah, overall, Spider-Man: Homecoming is the best in the MCU Spider-Man trilogy, and I'd watch this film whenever it's on TV. I wouldn't just like turn it on because I don't know. I don't really watch the MCU. I prefer animated stuff. But yeah, If I did have to give it a score, I'd give it 8. Strong old
Oh.
8.
Jesus, that is actually
Yeah.
that's higher than I thought you'd give it. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, the
Considering
best
you,
part about it is that it's funny, it's the action's cool, and it's charming.
I don't know about
That's why it
charming.
gets an 8. I don't
I
know,
don't
like
know.
the tones in it. The tones in it just make me feel like, yeah, it's good.
I suppose.
All right.
Peter and Ned have a very strong friendship. I actually prefer Ned over Harry Osborn, if I was to be completely honest.
Mm.
But I think yeah, I can see some of your points. I have a question actually about MJ. Which do you prefer, Kirsten Dunst's MJ or Zendaya's MJ?
I'm going with the other MJ, honestly. I
Actually, I'd
prefer the
agree.
Tobey
Actually,
Maguire one any day. Like I forgot the actors' names, but like I prefer the
Kirsten
ones in the
Dunst.
Tobey Maguire films. I don't know.
Mm.
That MJ felt good, and she felt like it was perfect for her character. Then the other two just don't make it quite right, in my opinion.
Well, to be fair, Andrew Garfield doesn't have MJ. He has Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Far From Home. Oh god, this is going to be big. Oh boy. Far From Home. This is the sequel.
Oh, your
Came
mic's
out.
going a little fuzzy, by the way.
Yeah, it's because hold up.
Hmm.
Oh, hello.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Anyways, go on.
It's the computer. Sorry, I have to
Yeah, no
restart it.
problem.
I just used my phone for a minute. So, Far From Home. Oh god. I know you probably are gonna disagree with me big time, but okay, can't please everyone. I really, really like this film. I love this movie. I really like the story, and I think I love how we're outside of New York. I think the idea going through different countries is really good, especially for the time it came out in. Because it came out in July 2019, and it came out after Avengers Endgame. I think this is a perfect epilogue to Avengers Endgame. There's I love the tone of it. It's nice, lighthearted. I think it works. Um, I really like Peter's journey. He feels more, he's becoming his own Spider-Man by the end of this movie. And obviously, it sets up No Way Home. We'll get to that one later. I think it's just got a really good sense. I love the sense of it. It's a good sense of, you know, um, lighthearted to it. It's not overly dramatic and not overly comedic. Mr. Dell is hilarious. I love him. He's so funny. I don't think Ned is as funny in this one as he was in Homecoming, but I think his chemistry with Betty Brant is interesting. I like MJ in this film. I think she's pretty good. I like her chemistry with Peter. It's nice. Um, I think I like how I like the callbacks to Tony Stark. I think, they're really good. And like I said, Peter Parker, he's excellent in this film. I really like his arc. Mysterio is a fantastic villain. Jake Gyllenhaal does a brilliant performance. I think he's a great character. I don't know if I think he's the best Spider-Man movie villain. He might be. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I know a lot of people are saying the Green Goblin. I would agree, but the thing is, Goblin doesn't really is more Toby's villain, if because obviously through the multiverse. But no, I think Mysterio's great. He's a great character. I think, like I said, performance is excellent. The music is really good. I like the end credit song. It's nice summer vibe to it. It's, it's pleasant. It's exciting, energetic. And the action is great. I actually really like the final battle. I think there's great emotional heart in here because we're talking about the death of Tony Stark. We got a bit of a nice, cute chemistry with Peter and MJ. I think it all works very well. It's a brilliant crafted movie. I do believe this is slightly better than the original trilogy. Actually, yes, I am one of those fans. But I don't, like I said, I don't think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. I do believe Tobey is the best Spider-Man, but this is a brilliant film in my personal opinion. It was my favorite live-action movie before the next one. But I think it's a great film. I really, really love this film, and I would give Far From Home 10 out of 10. So Andrew, um, you're up next. So go on.
Oh my God. Far From Home, my old nemesis. Okay, let me get this point out first. So I've noticed this from the after Endgame, the MCU movies, every single one of them were bad. Like all the MCU movies released during this state are all bad. Like I had to stop watching the MCU. It was getting worse. Like I gave WandaVision a chance. Like that was my last chance
I
to the
didn't like
MCU,
WandaVision
and that
either.
blew it.
I thought that was
It
overrated.
blew it, and I just despised WandaVision. Like especially when they're going over my favorite character. Anyways, Far From Home. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. It's just terrible. The writing is chaotic. I don't know what they did here, but it was just so lazy in my opinion. Like all they were like is like, oh no, Tony Stark's dead. Peter has to do that, and I'm like, okay, why don't you do stuff with it? And then they do a few things, but they don't have a big one. I'm here like, the hell? Like the story of them going out of New York, that's actually interesting, so I'll give it that. But oh my God, you want to know what dragged this movie down? And I despised it all the way through. It had to be Ned. Oh my God.
Well, to
He
be
was
fair,
insufferable.
well, to be fair, he's not. Sorry.
Despised him.
To be fair, he's not in this film as much as he was in the first one.
Yeah, like we don't see him much, but like I'm not a fan of him. I just really don't like Ned in this one. He is terrible. He's not a good character at all. I really don't like him. And then there's the part with Mysterio. Mysterio could have used a little more work. Like, I don't know, like basically I forgot this movie. Like I haven't seen it in 2019. Like that's the last time I've seen it. But all I can remember is I all those points. So if I had to give a rating, it'd definitely be 2 out of 10. I just did not have a good time with it at all. Terrible film, and I'll never revisit it ever.
Okay. Well, that
Yep.
was a rant. Okay.
I'm
So,
not gonna go that hard on No Way Home though. I'll be honest.
all right.
Anyways, yeah,
Well,
go on. Yeah.
we're to get to that one next. Spider-Man: No Way Home. This was the big one. I was pretty excited. I remember, when the title was revealed, they revealed that shot with Peter, Ned, and MJ on the computer. That really reminded me of Connor, Kira, and Ethan in Dino Thunder. There's a very similar shot to that when they're on the computer. It was just that shot was very similar. I remember I was like, oh wow, this actually, I was getting quite excited because, I was a big fan of, I am a big fan of the Spider-Man movies. And when I heard about it was going to be about the multiverse, I was like, oh wow, this sounds interesting. And then, the big one was the return of Tobey Maguire. This was, the more I thought about it, the more I started to get hyped. And you remember, when the film was coming out, you obviously remember, oh my God, I can't wait to see Tobey again. Oh my God, I could not wait to see Tobey again.
Yeah, you
And
wouldn't shut up about it.
yeah, I know, but like, come on, it's Tobey.
I mean, I was excited to see him as well. I was very excited to see Tobey because I loved him in the old Spider-Man films.
Yes, Toby
The
is.
Boss Baby.
Well,
Yeah, I mentioned
but
that
that
film
doesn't
for you.
count. Actually, to be fair, that doesn't count. That's acting. The Spider-Man
I
movies
have
is
a
actually
plot
acting.
twist. It turns out that Tim Templeton is actually Spider-Man. Gasp.
Uh,
That's me being the funny. Let's go on.
But no, like Toby coming out, Toby coming back. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to see Toby. And then when the movie came out, I remember, me and my friend went to go see it, and as soon as Toby came in, I was like, yes, Spider-Man is back. And then loads of people, like I screamed so loud, loads of people started looking at me and my friend, and everyone started cheering. And then when the movie ended, a few guys were like, well, what do you think of the movie, lads? And then we both said we both loved it. So I love Spider-Man No Way Home. I think it is a brilliant film, and I do believe this is the best Spider-Man film of all time. It's going to be very, very hard to top this. Um, it's going to be hard, but I do have hope for the Spider-Verse sequels and the future of Tom Holland, and hopefully Andrew Garfield's third movie, which he does deserve a third movie. I do have to admit that.
There's been
So I think this,
reports of it, actually. Yeah,
yeah,
there's been reports. Yeah.
yeah, there's been rumors, so it could be happening. It's possible. But anyway, I think the story's great. How it deals with the multiverse. You're bringing in Green Goblin, Sandman, Doc Ock, Electro, and Lizard, who are actually pretty cool in this movie. You've got Toby and Andrew. It's bringing in, all these old actors. So basically, it's like a Power Rangers crossover. You're bringing in the old actors, the old Rangers, the old villains. So this is basically No Way Home was doing that. It was bringing in other Spider-Man antagonists from other universe. So it basically ties in the Spider-Man franchise, which is really cool. Um, I think there's a great. I think it's just the story's excellent. It's really engaging. I admit the first half is a little slow in a few areas, and I think the scene at the apartment. I think as soon when Peter's trying to make the cures, I do think that scene is a little slow. And I do have to admit I think it's done well, but I do think the death of Aunt May is a little bit forced. I think the problem is in the first two Spider-Man movies, she's not quite as developed enough to really kill her off in the third movie.
Hey,
It
Lee,
does
can I
work.
be honest about something about Aunt May just for a second?
Yeah, go on.
I literally think the only reason they made her young and appear in the films less and stuff is because they wanted simps in the theater. Like you could tell from her design, they want the simps. Like they want all the simps to look at her and go, "Oh my god, Aunt May's so hot, we want more of her." I was here like, this is a dumb cliche. Like literally, that's my literal honest opinion, and it's like very true to me and my friends.
I do prefer the original Aunt May. Rosemary
Yeah, like
Harris
her as
is,
a grandma. That's based.
yeah. But anyway, I do think the death of Aunt May is a little bit forced. It is sad, don't get me wrong, like it is quite tragic, but you don't know her enough as a character to feel sad about her death. Like, at least in How to Train Your Dragon 2, the death of Stoic is so sad. It's so damn sad because it's so unexpected. Now, okay, the death of Aunt May wasn't expected. That was well done. Um, but with Stoic's death, it was impactful because you saw how close Stoic was with Hiccup in the first movie. Now, yes, you did see Aunt May and Peter did care about each other, but you didn't see enough of their chemistry in the first two MCU Spider-Man movies, so that should have been fleshed out more in Homecoming and Far From Home. But again, it's done well, but it could have been a little less forced. I think again, the story is good. It is very good. The return of Tobey Maguire, just amazing. Seeing him again was beautiful. Um, I think there's great character development for Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Oh my God, his arc in this movie is phenomenal. I adore the new red and gold suit. It's gorgeous. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's so. gorgeous. It looks like the Triassic suit, Connor's Triassic suit from Dino Thunder. Just the color scheme of red and gold. It's gorgeous. It's my favorite Spider-Man suit. It's a gorgeous looking costume. Um, I think. Sorry, I forget what I was going to say. No, I really like Peter's act in this film. It's very well done. He becomes the true Spider-Man at the end. That's some great stuff, and it makes me very excited to see what they do with him in the future trilogy. That's going to be exciting. It is, the future of Spider-Man. It does seem is something to be quite excited about. Um, but again, I really like Ned in this film. I really like MJ in this film. I think they're very good. Um, I do actually think it's kind of funny how Ned is the one to bring in Toby and Andrew. Um, but I think they have great chemistry. I think I think the scene that feels the most like a realistic high school interaction is when Peter, Ned, and MJ are at the top of the school. I actually think that's really well done. I'm sure there is people in real life. You've got there is one person that has his best friend and has his girlfriend, and they have, they do be with each other a lot together, which you do see with Peter, Ned, and MJ in this film, which is very good. It's very nice. So I do appreciate that. I love the scene with Mr. Dell. Peter, we would love to welcome you back. I think that's great. Like I said, I love Mr. Dell in Far From Home, and I love him even more in this film, even if he's only in this film for a few seconds. um, I think the villains are great. I like Doctor Strange in the film, but he's not in it as much as I thought he would be. Like I said in my review, he's in the movie, but he's not in it as much as the trailers made it seem. I'm trying to think. Yeah, the villains. Yeah, the villains. Sorry, I was just sorry. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm breaking up, but it's just there's a lot of characters in this movie. The villains.
Yeah, no problem.
I think the villains are great. The Green Goblin. Oh my God, he is phenomenal in the first movie, but holy crap, he is a monster, and I mean a monster in this film. William Dafoe's performance is phenomenal in this movie. It's so good, so good. He doesn't need. I know a few people say, "I wish he had his mask on." I suppose it would have been cool, but oh my God, he did not need the mask. He did not. He did not need the Green Goblin mask in this film. I think he looks phenomenal in this. Sorry, he was phenomenal in this film. When I said he looks phenomenal, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say he was phenomenal in this film. Doc Ock is really good. I love seeing him again. I like seeing Sandman again. I do wish they could have revealed what they did with his daughter. I really like Electro in this film. I thought he was phenomenal. I thought the Lizard was really cool. Didn't think I'd like him that much in this film, but I did. Um, Although the one that I was really excited about, I'll keep the best character for last, but we all know who my favorite character in this movie really is. Uh, um, but I didn't think, because before this film came out, I did rewatch The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. And again, I don't like TASM 1. I think it's the worst Spider-Man film. Um, I thought TASM 2 it's okay. There is a few nice things, like Andrew Garfield does have a gorgeous suit in that movie, but it's fine. I don't quite think it's as bad as people say it is, but I don't think it's very good either. But I did not think Andrew Garfield would be that good in this movie. But holy crap, Andrew Garfield is amazing in this film. Amazing. He gives such a brilliant performance in No Way Home. Oh my God, his Peter Parker here is perfection because he actually acts like a nerd. He's energetic. He's charming. Oh my God, the MCU know what to do with Andrew Garfield. Oh my God, the MCU really gave Andrew Garfield such a good performance. I'm not saying his performance in his movies were bad, but his Peter Parker wasn't great. It wasn't very good. It needed more charm. In No Way Home, he had more charm in No Way Home. He had a lot of charm. Um, and I think he gives such a phenomenal performance as Peter Parker, like I said, and his performance is amazing as Spider-Man, and he has a gorgeous suit. And yeah, I think we all yeah, we all have to admit Andrew Garfield is a very good-looking guy, to be fair. Um, but no, he's amazing in this film. He is really good, and I do hope he gets his third movie. I think he deserves a third movie because you can tell he was a really big fan of Spider-Man, and I do think he deserves a third movie to complete his trilogy. And the scene where he talks about losing Gwen, oh my God, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's genuinely, it actually made me tear up in the cinema because it's such an emotional scene. And obviously when he saves MJ, it's so good. It's so good. No Way Home. They did a lot with Andrew Garfield, possibly more than they did with Tobey Maguire. But I suppose like Tobey's story is finished. Um, but anyway, I loved Andrew Garfield in this film. I think he gave such a phenomenal performance in this movie, and then of course the big one, the really big one, Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire, oh my God, amazing. Like I said earlier, it's amazing seeing him in this film. He's older, he's more mentor-like, which is just phenomenal. He still has, his performance, like Andrew Garfield, like I said, he has more charm as Peter Parker. But Toby, he's still the same as he was in the original trilogy, but here he still has it's the same kind of style of performance as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, but he's just older, he's more wiser, more mature, and he's great. He is phenomenal, and I think what made me really happy was that you find out that him and Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane made it work. I think that beautifully wraps up Tobey Maguire's story. It gives Tobey Maguire great closure, I think. And I think the best scene in the entire movie is when Tobey Maguire prevents Tom Holland from killing the Green Goblin. It's done through silence, and oh my God, the scene is just so well done. It's so well done when Tobey's just preventing, the Goblin. It's basically saying Spider-Man doesn't kill people, and I think that's phenomenal stuff. And again, the three Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Toby, and Andrew, they have such good chemistry, and the interactions are really good. They really did pack so much into just a short period of time with Toby, Andrew, and Tom, and it's great. It is really good stuff. And again, like I said, seeing Toby again was just amazing. It really was amazing, and I think the ending of the movie is really good. People sadly forget who Peter Parker is, and I think it beautifully wraps up the first story of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and now he's about to get the next one. So I'm very excited to see where they take this series to the future. I'm very intrigued about the fourth movie. Um, it should be good. And hopefully, I really want to see the Black Symbiote. I hope it's done more. I hope it's better than the Tom Hardy Venom. I'm not saying Tom Hardy's Venom is bad. I just don't like the movies, and I hope that uh, the black suit. I hope. Sorry, what I meant to say is I hope Venom's design is better in the MCU because I do. Well, I'm not saying the Tom Hardy Venom has a bad design. I just want to see a more comic book accurate Venom. I want to see the spider symbol. I want the face to be less cartoony. I want a realistic. Like what I'm trying to say is, I want a more Venom. I want to, sorry, how in Spider-Man 3, Venom's eyes, his face isn't quite cartoony, and I want something more like that, but make him more comic book accurate. I'm not saying the Tom Hardy Venom is bad. Like I said, I want a more intimidating, more comic accurate Venom. I do apologize if I'm repeating myself a lot, but yeah, I love this movie. It's my favorite live action film. I was debating, like I said ages ago, I was debating if I liked this or How to Train Your Dragon 3 more as my favorite film of all time. But personally, I still go with The Hidden World. It just doesn't quite impact me as much. And there is a few little nitpicks, like I said. But other than that, I adore this movie. I really do love this film. And I think I'm after talking about it. I think that's probably Oh my god, I've said so much. And for that, I'd give it 10 out of 10. Okay, that was a lot. Right, Andrew, what do you think of No Way Home?
All right. So originally, I was not going to watch this movie because one, I again, as I said before, the MCU got worse after Endgame, and then two, I didn't want to support Disney after what they've done to me in 2021. Like that year has got to be one of the most stressful years I've ever had in my entire life. Because basically Disney just stole my childhood dream and
Mm,
crushed it, and like it's nothing. And I like ever since that happened, I was like, I'm not supporting these guys if they ruin my life. So I only watched Luca that year. Like I didn't watch any other Disney thing at all that year, other than Chicken Little and some of the Ice Age films. But
did
like
you see did you see Turning Red?
I did.
I just
I
thought it
seen
was
Turning Red.
decent. I didn't think it was great.
Turning, yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, there's some of the jokes I can relate to, but some of them, no, not really. It's
It was very simple. Lightyear was very good though. Lightyear was pretty solid.
I'm waiting for Disney Plus release because I'm hearing lots of mixed things, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
gonna
been
wait till
getting a
Disney
lot
Plus.
of mixed reception.
Also,
Um,
I kind of want to see Disney lose money for the funny. So yeah,
oh
I
God.
like when Disney loses money. It's hilarious. I like that
I think the best
Minions
animated
Rise of
movie
Gru
of
is
the
gonna make
year
a
is The
billion
Bad
over
Guys.
Disney. It's gonna be fun. Anyways, yeah. So I was pretty upset about it, and then my parents were like, "Hey, you want to go to cinema to see Spider-Man: No Way Home?" I was like, "No!" And then they were like, they just forced me. I was like, "Oh no, I don't want to go see this movie. I'd rather see Clifford the Big Red Dog than Spider-Man: No Way Home." And they were like, "All right, then we'll book you a ticket." I was like, "No, no, 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 no." Like I would have just stayed home honestly, but no, I got dragged to the cinema. I had to sit through another bad Spider-Man movie. But to be honest, it's not as bad as that horrendous Far From Home. Like Spider-Man No Way Home is probably the most I don't know how to say it, but it's bad, but it has a lot of good things in it. Like the villains are
Well, what
back
makes
and
it
they're
bad? Go
pretty
on. Go
cool.
into more detail.
Like I like Doctor Doc Ock again. He's really cool. He's just like himself in the Tobey Maguire films. And the Tobey Maguire, seeing him back, I was like, I knew this was gonna happen because the internet was saying it, and I read all the spoilers. I read every spoiler because I knew I was not gonna watch the movie, and I knew exactly what was gonna happen. I don't know why, I just had to because I was not expecting to actually give money to a soulless corporation who wanted money out of Spider-Man, and they've just destroyed what could have been one of the best things I could have ever done in my life and get through my life right by getting a job at Blue Sky. And
Hmm.
what was I saying? Oh yes, yes. So they did a lot of good, interesting themes. I like the story with Peter. Like, oh my god, this is a hard decision to either make my friends forget me or not, and like that's interesting. But Tobey Maguire in this film, I need to say this again. Yeah, I agree
Amazing.
with you on all those points. He is amazing. He is the only reason why I'd watch the movie again, as well as Andrew Garfield, which I made a joke whenever someone said Andrew Garfield. I was like, stop calling me Andrew Garfield. It's annoying. And it pissed a lot of people off. Yeah,
Creative.
yeah, Andrew Garfield, he got some stuff for this movie. Like, he got some
Oh,
pretty good
definitely.
stuff. I mean, his acting has improved since the old days. Like I've seen Tick Tick Boom, and that was mid as
I
hell.
thought it
But
was
like
good. I
his
thought it was good, but
acting
I
was
didn't think it
very
was great.
good. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So he did a good job at even like returning as Spider-Man. I'm glad to see he came back and he redeemed himself. Like I quote Fantastic Mr. Fox. He redeemed himself. Yeah, but in the end, he's just a generic Spider-Man at a dead Spider-Man at the back of a Chinese restaurant. And then they just fall in the river. I'm sorry, I had to do that because the Andrew Garfield ones are not really the best ones.
Oh no, they're
And like,
awful. Well, the first
yeah,
one is awful.
yeah,
The
that's
second one
the
is
joke
okay.
is basically because he's like a dead Spider-Man because like it was bad. It killed Spider-Man off cinemas until the MCU happened. Anyways, Doctor Strange. I don't know. I don't know what to say about him. He's just there. That's what I like to think in the cinema. Like when I was watching it and possibly using Twitter in the cinema silently without anyone noticing. I don't know. I just he was fine. He was all right. Yeah.
Well, he was
What
the
else did I do?
creator though of the multiverse. Like, he opened, the portals, between
Yeah,
the
but
multiple
but
realities.
you want to know what's do you want to know what's interestingly? The
Go
person
on.
who already did that begins with an S, and it's a rodent, and he is much powerful than Thanos, and he could snap all the universe
That
away with a simple slam to the ground as nut. Yes, he created the multiverse, not that Doctor Strange guy. He just opened the door. That's it. Anyways, yeah, he was fine. Let's see what else was there. Um, let's see what else is there to talk about. Um,
Goblin.
Goblin. Yeah, I liked Goblin in this movie. He was very good. Um, like there were some
Norman's
parts in
not
it
that
that made
bad
me
in that
go,
movie.
okay, that bit was stupid. Like the scene where all the villains are like, "Oh, we're gonna kill you, Peter," and then Peter's like, "Oh, guys, we can be friends," and they're like, "Okay, we'll be friends." And then the next 15 minutes later to just go bad. I'm like, this is stupid. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. I didn't see
Like
that
that was the
coming.
most
Would
stupidest part. This is like writing. This is exactly what I meant by the MCU being ruined by the rafts. Like the writing is just lazy as hell. Like all the writing is bad. That's the worst part about No Way Home. And Ned in this movie is again the worst character in it. But I can say that the climax was pretty cool. Seeing all the three Spider-Men
Oh
fight
yeah, the
together
climax was
was
amazing.
so cool. I think it's the best climax in any MCU movie other than Infinity War. And even though I'll have to say it, it's up there for being one of the best Spider-Man climaxes, with my personal favorite being the climax of Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm. Spider-Man 3 had a
Anyways,
pretty climax. Spider-Man 3 had a pretty epic climax too.
yeah, that was a cool climax, but I don't know, it's not really my favorite climax, but I can say that the climax in this film is really creative with all the villains attacking each other, and then Toby saying to Peter, "No, we're not killing Green Goblin." That scene was pretty cool, even though I just laughed at the cinema. Like I literally laughed out loud the way it was done, and then everyone in the cinema was like, oh my god. I was like, bro, okay. Yeah. um yeah, I actually missed the first 2 minutes of the movie because it was packed full of
Uh, yeah.
Toby Maguire simps and Tom Holland simps and Andrew Garfield fetters. Yeah, there's a lot of
Jesus.
people in that cinema that day. Yeah, I'm being funny. See, I made you laugh. Haha, funny. Anyways, yeah, I don't like Spider-Man: No Way Home. I don't want to watch it as much as I would for Homecoming, but it's not as bad as that awful film before. So I would give it a 4 out of 10, with the bonus being Tobey Maguire's scream.
Yeah, well, Tobey Maguire is amazing in this film. Um, Fair
Okay, now let's
enough.
get to good stuff. Let's get
Well,
to good stuff. We got two cinematic masterpieces of 2022 now.
well, let's hold up. Just let me speak. Um, well, fair enough. It's not going to please everyone. And it did. A few people didn't like it. And okay, it won't please everyone. That's just fact. It's the same with How to Train Your Dragon 3. It's not going to please everyone, and you can't do that. No movie can please everyone. I mean, Doctor Strange 2. A lot of people loved it, and a lot of people, myself included, thought it was a bit of a disappointment. Um, as for Andrew Garfield, Yeah, I agree. You know, his acting actually has improved. Tick Tick Boom is the only movie I've seen with him outside of Spider-Man. I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't. I just didn't think it was amazing. But I do think Andrew Garfield is an amazing actor.
Hey Lee,
Um,
can I tell you something that'll make you cursed because of Tick Tick Boom and Andrew Garfield? The
okay.
same people behind it worked on Cat in the Hat 2003.
What?
Yep, the same studio behind Cat in the Hat. Imagine Entertainment.
Uh, well, that's a step up anyway.
No, me and my friend Ben, we always watch Cat in the Hat and make fun of it to shits. It is funny as hell of it being bad, and we make fun of it every single day. It's just fun. Like even though it's terrible, but we still make fun of it.
Fair.
There's yeah,
Well,
go on.
I haven't seen it in a long time, actually.
Yeah. There's go on. What you're saying?
But no, again, it's fine if you think No Way Home is a disappointing film. I like it won't please everyone, but there's no denying Toby's performance is amazing in this film.
Mm.
But anyway, moving on from the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy, we talk about a movie that a lot of furries love. And you know what? I did not think I would see it 4 times in the cinema. Um, but the bad guys. Um, the bad guys. Okay, you saw in my review. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was amazing, but I just thought it was a fun, really good movie. But then there was Diane. Oh, Diane. I'm only kidding. Diane, just such an amazing character. And I actually said, you know what? I want to see it again. I genuinely thought that character was just amazing. Um, and so I saw it again a second time. I was like, oh my God, that is such a fun movie. And then I saw it again a third movie. It's a third time. Oh wow, it's a very fun film. And then I saw it a fourth time with, at the beginning of the summer. And I just, oh, I mean, you know what? This is a 9 out of 10 now. I think this is a really great movie. I mean, okay, objectively, it might not be amazing, but there's no denying it is fun. Oh, it is fun. It's a fun movie. Um, it's a very fun film. The story, it's a ton of fun. It's very old school. It's very old school DreamWorks. It's a lot like Over the Hedge and Madagascar. The tone, the voice performances, dialogue, character designs.
There
Um,
should be a rule in general. If you don't like Over the Hedge, you cannot be allowed to live. I'm just kidding.
okay, that
Because
might be
Over
a bit
the Hedge is
extreme.
based as hell, dude. Oh my god. I freaking love Over the Hedge. It's never on Netflix. Like, it's always on Netflix just there. Like it gets added. I was like, okay. 2 days later, last day to watch on Netflix. I'm like, oh my god. It's not cool what Netflix treats this movie, anyways. Yeah, I think Over the Hedge is one of the most underrated DreamWorks movies ever, and everyone needs to give it a watch at least once.
I think
Just
everyone
a
has seen it, to be fair. Well, actually, there was a teacher in my school, and I asked her if she had seen it, and she actually admitted that she never saw it before.
yeah.
But
It's really good. I wish they did a
mm,
sequel. The guy who voiced Vern is gone now, and
passed
Bruce
away.
Willis is retired.
Oh,
I mean, I have a perfect idea for a sequel,
well, we
but
all
like
know
I'll explain
what
later.
Steve Carell is in now.
Oh yeah, we should make an epic game called Over the Hedge, Hammy's Nutty Adventure. Totally not copyrighted by another squirrel from another fictional franchise.
Well, speaking of Steve Carell, I'm seeing Minions 2 tomorrow.
I'm seeing Jurassic World tomorrow.
Oh, are you excited?
definitely excited. I love the Jurassic World films. Even Fallen Kingdom, even though it's not that good, it's just amazing. All the dinosaur sequences and all the character developments and all. I love it. I really like it. Like, I'm gonna go see Minions Rise of Gru soon with my friends, just for the memes, because you know
Mhm.
those memes. Oh, 3 tickets to Minions Rise of Gru. Yeah, we're gonna do that, but instead of 3, it's 4. It's gonna be
Oh,
amazing. Anyway, let's go on with the bad guys because we're going off track.
yeah. It's a fun story. It's like I say, it's very old school. I love the beginning. I love the music. Dun 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 dun. It's just like, oh my God, it is going to be a fun film. Um, it's just a great fun story. The animation is really good. It's very nice. The backgrounds are pretty good. The locations are pretty good. The human designs, I'm sorry, lazy, lazy. They're lazy. They're just lazy. They should have made the humans animals instead. I actually think that would have been a lot better because if the main characters are animals, why not make the humans animals? I think that'd be more interesting. It'd be a better idea. But I suppose since it's based on a book series, I've never read the books. But I just think the human designs, they're just lazy. As well as the human characters, they're just so bland. Apart from the chief of police, she's quite funny. A little over the top, but she is entertaining. Um, Again, the animal designs are really good. Diane, Miss Tarantula, Mr. Piranha, Mr. Shark, they have great designs. So does Professor Marmalade. Mr. Snake could use a little more scales, and I do think Mr. Wolf at times he just looks a little unfinished. He looks a little too 2D, if you get what I'm saying. But
That's what they're
he
going for, though.
I suppose, but sometimes he just looks a little unfinished. To me. He could use a bit more texture.
Mm.
But he is like I'm saying, it's a fantastic design. I actually think Mr. Wolf, he is my second favorite design. Second only to Diane. Uh, Diane is beautiful. There's no denying that. Um, I'm not a simp. I'm not a simp. I'm not a simp. I'm
Lee,
not a
I'm
simp.
being honest. You are a simp. You have her on your profile picture.
No, I don't.
All right.
No, my profile picture is a picture of me, and my profile picture on Instagram is a picture of my dog.
I'm only mess. I'm teasing you.
Well, enough. Um, anyway, um, I do love her though. I won't deny that. Again, the character designs, the animal designs are fantastic. The human designs, they're just lazy. I'm sorry, they're poor. There's no, yeah, I suppose the hair is good, but they should have they should have made the humans animals instead. They really should have. The music is great. The song is really catchy. Good tonight. I'm actually gonna watch it again after we finish this live stream because I got the DVD of it yesterday. I just
We can watch
yeah,
together if you want, because I have nothing to do.
okay, we'll see. Um, but I do really love. Again, I genuinely have grown, and okay, sorry, I've grown a bit of an attachment to this film. I'm not gonna lie. But again, the animation is really good. It is very nice. Um, the music is great. Good Tonight is very catchy. Yeah, it is a good music score. The beginning music is great. It has a good music score, and the characters. The characters. Oh my goodness. Mr. Wolf is really good. I love Mr. Wolf. I think he has a great arc. Sam Rockwell does a great performance. Mr. Snake is great. The plot twist that he. Okay, I do want to warn for people who haven't seen The Bad Guys, we are going to talk about spoilers. So if you haven't seen The Bad Guys, well, don't continue watching because we're about to talk spoilers. I probably should
Or
have
you can
given us.
just skip ahead to you can skip ahead until we talk about Cinema Tales, which we will talk
I,
about later.
I suppose I should have put a spoiler warning at the beginning because we did talk about spoilers for
No, you can
Spider-Man.
always put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Like ping it in the chat. Yeah, you can do that.
I suppose we will be talking. We will be talking about. I'll just say that now. We will be talking about some spoilers for the bad guys. So be warned. Um, so be warned if you haven't seen it. But I think everyone has seen it. Well, maybe not everyone. But anyway. Um, Again, oh my God, I love Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake. Okay, spoilers. Spoiler alert. So we're about to talk spoilers. Um, I think the plot twist that he goes against Wolf, um, is it is predictable that he isn't actually bad, but I don't think it's predictable that he did the twist with the meteor. I think that's really good. Uh,
Yeah, I was literally in the cinema like, wait, what?
yeah, I think that's really
I
well done.
remember like I
Though,
remember with my mom, we went to see it together for some reason. And I was here saying, okay, watch this plot twist, and I got every single one of them right. And then my mom says, what else do you think is going to happen now? I'm just going to say, well, they're obviously going to confiscate the asteroid, and that's it. Wait a second, it's a lamp. Oh,
I think it's so well. I
I
do
was like,
think
wait,
that's so well
holy
done.
shit! I was like, oh my god, that is such a good plot twist. Like that is unexpected. This is what I mean by why Mr. Snake is my favorite character. That plot twist though, chef's kiss, mwah, perfect.
Mhm. I think I did think it was predictable that he was using marmalade. It's very predictable because you see him go to Mr. Wolf, hey buddy, and that's predictable, because you know how it's going to go. You can just tell by the way Mr. Snake is acting. Although it is pretty funny when he goes, not bad for a butt rock. Once again, it's not a bat. I really like Miss Tarantula is actually really good. She has a really good design too. Again, I don't want to say I'm not trying to sound like a simp. Um, but
Don't worry,
anyway,
Animat drew her in a very weird outfit one time, so you're okay.
anima.
Yes, he draws on DeviantArt. He drew this. I don't know what it was. I think it was a bikini Miss Tarantula. That's all I can remember. And he gave her a chest. And I was here like, okay, this is getting weird.
So has the bad guys pretty much made a lot of people attracted to a certain character in the film?
I'm not attracted to any of the characters at all. Not at all.
Nah, me neither. But
Hmm.
anyway, Miss Tarantula is great. I really like Aquafina's performance in the film. I especially love the dialogue. Happy birthday, Mr. Grumpy Pants. I think she's quite funny. I think Mr. Shark is great. He's very funny. Mr. Piranha is definitely the weakest of the members, but he is pretty good. Um, Professor Marmalade. Um, I never cared about what's good, only what's good for me. Like, say, $1 billion. Ooh, I just got a tingle. Once again, it's not a bot. Does anyone like my Professor Marmalade impression?
Yeah, it's all right. I can also do I can also do Mr. Snake. I'm bad. You're bad. Let's be bad together.
I think we've all memorized the film. How many times have you seen it?
Once, and I remember a lot of it. So I'm gonna watch it a second time tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. This be my seventh time tonight because I watched it last night. But
Gee. Wait,
I
do you
watched.
mean you're seven? Oh,
But being good just feels so good. And when you're good, you're loved. I think Professor Marmalade is a really good character, and I actually didn't see it coming that he was the villain. I thought that was so well done. Like I said earlier, the humans are bland. There's nothing interesting about them. The chief woman, she is funny. I'll give her that. But my favorite character, and easily one of my new favorite fictional characters, easily in my top 5 favorite female characters of all time, and my favorite character in this movie. Do we all know who it is?
Diane Foxington.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Amazing. When I was watching the film for the first time, I was like, oh hey, oh, she's cute. Seems like an interesting character. But the plot twist, the Crimson Paw.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was cool.
oh my goodness. I was like, I love this character. I love this character so bloody much. I'm not a simp. I'm not a simp. I love this character. I adore this character. Oh my God. She is amazing. Her personality, her design, um, her her development, her plot twist. Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. Oh my God, she's so good. I'm all over the place. I'm just gushing. Oh my God, amazing. This is easily my favorite character of the year. Amazing. She is the reason why I saw this movie multiple times. Amazing character. Amazing character. Um, she's just amazing. She's an amazing character. She's so,
I actually have a very similar experience to what you had with Diane Foxington with last year's Resident Evil Village with Lady Dimitrescu. And it is possibly the worst timing for saying that she was my favorite character, because that was when the simp memes were huge. And like seriously though, I similar to what you were saying about Diane and her being a great character, she is fantastic. I love this character. Like
me
she
too.
is definitely one of my favorite villainesses of all time in gaming and in fiction and like ever. Like I got to talk to
Oh, I
the
thought you were talking
voice
about
actress
Diane for a
of
second.
Lady Dimitrescu, and she is
Oh, I
so
remember you telling me about that.
nice. Yeah, she is the best person I've ever talked to because she's so kind. She brought up God when we were talking to each other. Um, by God I mean by Scrat. And like Lady Dimitrescu though, she is so good. Like her lines, oh my God, her lines are fantastic. You've got "so we finally meet," and you've also got other lines like what was it? You'll be sliced to ribbons before you ever see that child. Like she's supposed to be a stalker in the game, and I'm a bit
Hmm.
disappointed she wasn't as much as the game advertised her to be. And, like overall, I just freaking adored her. And unfortunately, due to bad timing, I got called a simp many times.
Oh, it
Yeah.
happens.
Yes.
Sympathy,
But
simp,
like,
simp, simp.
he's just freaking great. Similar to Diane, she's fantastic. She's a very good mother, and she is just a deadly hunter. I really want to see more of her in the future.
There's a teacher in my school who actually does wear similar clothing, similar to Diane, and similar to Trent in Dino Thunder, actually.
Mm.
And it was actually
Yeah.
she actually watched How to Train Your Dragon for the first time recently.
Oh yeah, you were telling me this is like the fifth time.
Yeah, well, no, it's just there was a teacher who helped me a lot in cooking class, and she was such a nice person. And I told her about the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, and she watched number one. She said it was a really good movie, and I was very confident in recommending it. I wasn't afraid. Oh, she might think it's a kids movie because it's animated. Nope, I was confident. And she was a really nice person. She was a very genuine, kind, good-hearted person. She was very nice. But on to Diane. Amazing character. Amazing character. I didn't think I'd like her this much, but oh my God, amazing. I just can't get over how good of a character she is. Amazing. Amazing. Fantastic. Um, but yeah. So, and the music, like I said, is really good. I love this movie. I've
It's the
genuinely
same
have
guy who did
grown.
Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse.
I'm genuinely have grown a genuine attachment to the characters. The Mr. Wolf, Diane, all these like the bad guys are actually are some of my new favorite fictional characters of all time. I love a lot of characters. Like I love Toothless, Soren, Poe, Hiccup, Astrid, Tigress, Spider-Man, the Dino Thunder Rangers, the bad
What
guys.
about
There's a
Tai
lot of
Lung?
characters I love. Sorry?
What about Tai Lung? He's really, really good.
I like him, but I prefer Shen.
Shifu taught you well, but he didn't teach you everything.
Do anything. Yeah,
Yes.
but and I really hope the bad guys becomes a franchise.
I
I
really
hope it
hope
does.
so as well.
I think this should be their new thing because like we've had a Train Your Dragon, we could be getting a fourth Kung Fu Panda movie. Um, we need something good. We don't need trolls. We don't want the Boss Baby. Make bad guys too, and I hope
I
it
like
happens.
Trolls. Trolls is cool.
Nah, I'm sorry, I don't like any of them.
I mean, yeah. The sequel wasn't as good as the first one, but like, in my opinion, Trolls is probably one of the most beautiful looking films I've ever seen, and it has the most trendiest songs. Like the trendy songs were dumb, but like in this film, it's just used well. Like I could go on why Trolls is probably one of my favorite DreamWorks films,
Hmm.
even
Well,
though
maybe we'll
lots of
talk
people
about it in
say
another
it's
day.
for babies. Yeah, we'll
I
talk
don't
about it
think
another
the
day.
second one is as bad as the first one, but I still don't really like it.
Hmm. I respect opinions.
I have a
Anyways,
question.
yes.
You went to
Huh?
see the bag in the cinema? Was it packed?
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
It was a little bit packed when I saw it the first time. Second time I went to see it, there was a few kids there. Third time I went to see it, it was just me and three other people, and that was it. Fourth time I went to see it, it was a few people were there.
Hmm.
But I think it's finished in the cinemas now. Um,
Nope, it's still viewing in IMC Mullingar. Lots of not lots of viewings, but it's getting one per day.
yeah, well, it's probably like very early in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's finished in my local cinema.
Yeah.
They're having Clifford the Big Red Dog in the kids' club. But again, I love this movie. I think I've said it a few times, but it's a great movie. It's a great movie. Okay, I'm a little bit of a fan, and it's weird because at first I didn't think this movie was amazing. I loved it, but I didn't think it was like outstanding. But now I just think it's really great, and I don't even think it's the best movie of the year.
Hmm.
I genuinely believe the best film of the year is Sonic 2.
Yeah, it's that Sonic 2 became my all-time favorite movie. I was like, "Oh, wait, no, it's Angry Birds. What happened?"
Bad guy. I mean, sorry, Sonic 2 was phenomenal.
hmm
9 out of 10 for me. So, Andrew, what do you think of the bad guy? I'm a bad guy. Du-du-du. Okay, enough. Go on.
You were driving it there. All right. Oh my God. The Bad
You're.
Guys is one of my favorite DreamWorks movies ever made, hands
What are you
down.
talking
But
about?
I need to get this out of the way. The story was terrible. I hated the story to my gut because it, like me and my mom, when we went to see it with a whole place full of kids, I was embarrassed actually. But I was like, no, I want to see this movie. If my mom came, and this is a little embarrassing, but she liked it as well, by the way. So it's like, okay, this is gonna be done in an hour and a half, and I won't be embarrassed. So I watched it, and me and my mom played a game. It was called "What Was Gonna Happen Next," and we got a lot of points with me winning the whole game in the cinema. Basically, we had to point out what was going to happen, and if we got it right, we got a point. It was fun.
What are
Yeah,
you
but
talking about? What are you talking about? This movie is cartoon. It's for kids. I'm only kidding, obviously, but that is what some people would say.
yeah, I hate when people say animations for kids because it's bull, especially when they
Me
send it the
too.
Oscars. Anyways, my favorite parts of the bad guys. The first bit is the opening. Oh my god. Oh my god. The opening. It is fantastic. It introduces Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake as friends, and it shows how close they are together. And then they just walk out of the cafe with Universal Studios presents a caper by DreamWorks Animation Studios,
I don't get
and
that though. I don't understand that.
that's a
Universal
caper.
presents. It should be DreamWorks saying DreamWorks presents.
No, do you want to know why?
Universal just
Because
the studio.
Universal Studios owns DreamWorks now. They could do
I
like
know
they
that.
can say like they do it with Illumination. Universal presents. They do it with a lot of movies. That's like they did it with How to Train Your Dragon. I think. I don't know. I'm
Nah,
not sure, but they
just say
did do it.
DreamWorks.
They are
But,
doing it all their movies now. Every single movie starts with Universal Studios presents because they are the distributors, by the way. So, anyways, as I was saying,
but
yeah, and then they walk out into the traffic. Everyone's running away, and then Mr. Wolf goes at the door. He's like, "Guinea pig, huh?" And then Mr. Snake's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "All right, let's bounce." And then they open, and then they go, "Don't mind us, just robbing this place." And then they run, and it looks like Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like it really generally does with the camera angle and how Mr. Wolf runs. And then it ends off with the camera moving straight over to the window, and they burst out with the most gorgeous looking DreamWorks shot I've ever seen in film.
dun,
Well,
dun,
in the
dun,
DreamWorks
dun.
library. And the music is good as well. Um, okay, right, here is the other stuff that's great other than the opening. The music's fantastic. Oh my god. The best song, in my opinion, is the opening logo theme. Oh my god, I just love it. Like it has this. I'm like, this is a banger, and I listen to it all the time on audio. It's just amazing. Even if it's just showing possibly the only good corporation of films, Universal, over it, and DreamWorks, and then it just cuts to that amazing opening. Yeah, like all the music in the movie is really, really good, and it's very talented. Okay, the animation. I know what they're doing, and I love it. Every single thing except the human designs are fantastic. It's Spider-Verse all over again. I love seeing artistic films. They are just so well detailed, filled with love, and it shows how much the DreamWorks gang want to put in effort into their film. Like the scene with Diane kicking the crap out of the police officers, that scene was fantastic. Even though I don't like Diane as much as you do, like, oh my god, she did a fantastic beat 'em up scene in all of DreamWorks. Like, it was fantastic. It's the best action sequence in the entire film, other than the pretty alright climax with guinea pigs. And then we have the characters. Mr. Wolf is cool. Mr. Piranha is fine. I don't like his fart joke. That spit got me off. Mrs. Tarantula is okay. Mr.
A
Shark is
few
cool.
of his fart jokes do fall a bit flat
Diane
before.
Foxington, she's fine. I don't care about her as much as the other characters, but she's all right.
How
She's just
dare
like,
you?
oh, I'm supposed to be the love interest. Professor
She's not
Marmalade.
really a love interest.
Professor Marmalade. Oh, ho, ho, what have I got to say
This is
about
what
him?
a true bad guy looks like.
Oh my god, he is not that good when it comes to the twist. I could see it coming from the very first trailer. The twist was terrible.
Well,
I
what
thought
made
the
it
twist,
predictable for you, actually?
his design. His design. No, his design and his personality. Like, I was like, okay, when I was watching the trailer, I was like, okay, plot, I know this. He's going to be the villain. And then after, surprise, surprise, he is the villain. He is as predictable as hell. He's even worse than Evelyn Devlin. And that is just sad. Like, I get it. Like the screenslaver is a good villain, but like the twist was awful. It's like Professor Marmalade. He was a good character, but then ruined his character with a bad twist villain. Like that twist was so I could see it coming from a mile ahead. But he's actually pretty good in honesty though. He's cool. But my favorite character of the entire film is Mr. Snake. Oh my god. I love this guy so much. He's funny, he's very evil, and I just love his personality. Like, he's supposed to be Wolf's best friend. He trusts him.
Too.
Yeah, his performance. Like, I'm even writing a fan fiction at the moment on Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake's origin story and how they got into crime. I sent you it actually, the first part of it. I'm gonna continue writing it soon, but like I've loads of ideas for it. Yeah, like in the fan fiction, I'm gonna have their first double cross, their first like or possibly getting caught. Like there's lots of things I can do to build up their friendship to be what it is in the movie. What else is good about it? I freaking adore the final plot twist. Oh my god, that scene. Oh, I just was not expecting it. That is how you do a plot twist. Make it so unexpected, and then all of a sudden, at the end, have one of the characters laugh, and then it shows they're like the twist. Amazing. Just amazing. Overall, I would give the bad guys a very strong 9.5 out of 10, making this one of my favorite DreamWorks movies outside of Shrek 2, Trolls, and Madagascar 3, and many more DreamWorks films. Yeah. I could go on all day about why I love Mr. Snake. I really would. Like, I even got a push pop in America, and they're actually really good.
Pop me, please.
Actually, you can get push pops actually in Ireland, Lee, but they're Smarties though.
I like Smarties actually.
Yeah, they're in any store. Like I was gonna get an orange one, but they only had a rainbow color, so I just got the rainbow one. That was really nice. Yeah, like if I didn't love Mr. Snake, I wouldn't be getting a push pop at all.
Fair enough.
All right. That was the bad guys. That was my thoughts on the bad guys.
Okay. It's a very good
Now
movie.
it is time for the most epic thing on
kidding,
Disney
obviously.
Plus. The best thing to ever come out of Blue Sky Studios, Disney Plus, and possibly even the Ice Age franchise. Lee, you can go first.
I thought Scrat Tales was pretty good. Much better than the last 3 Ice Age movies. The animation is very good. Scrat and what's the little buddy's name again?
Baby
I'm sorry,
Scrat?
Baby. Yeah,
Baby
you know, very cute. Very cute dynamic. The storyboard joke is genius. It's clever as heck. I think it's the story is simple, but it is good. It's just it's a very good it's a good series. It is simple, but it is good. The animation is beautiful, especially for just a bunch of mini movies. It's a pretty solid series of minis. It's pretty good. I don't have a lot to say about it as much as you do, but I think it's pretty good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
All right. So I have a very interesting story of Scrat Tales. I've been following this series before it even was announced. Okay, so let me start this off. Basically, what happened was I was still moaning the death of Blue Sky in April, and then someone sends me this thing in June. I go into it, and I see this clip of Scrat with his son. I was like, wait, no, what? Did Disney do this? And then afterwards, I got told, no, it's Blue Sky. I fainted. I actually like fell to the ground. And I watched it and it was like, this was cancelled, was it? And they're like, yeah. I was like, well, there's Disney ruining my hopes and dreams. Because as a kid, right, I adored Scrat. He's probably one of the characters that's gotten me into the person who I am, as well as Angry Birds and other things. Like Scrat has got me into my love for cartoons and slapstick and how it works so well and how you can easily make something iconic with it. Like he's been like my guardian sort of throughout my childhood. Like ever since I was a kid, I usually would get cheered up if I ever see Scrat on the TV. I loved him. He was like he's an important part of me, and I will never ever stop loving Scrat. He's just too precious to me. So when Blue Sky closed, I was heartbroken. As a kid, I was like, I'm gonna work at Blue Sky. I even told my teachers when I get out of school, I'm gonna work at Blue Sky without knowing that there's another school. And then after I got the news, I got a lot of emails from my teachers saying they were saying sorry about what happened. I was like, I know. Like during that day, during that day, school finished when I seen the news. And I got a whole bunch of emails from the teachers who I told I wanted to work at Blue Sky when I got older. They were saying sorry that Disney had to do this to you. And for the rest of that day, I was just emotional. Couldn't stop crying. One of the saddest days of my entire life. Like I just had to let it all out into my pillow. Probably one of the most toughest times. Anyways, so Scrat Tales, I had no hopes it was going to get revived until October. October, I was on Twitter and I seen this guy say, you know what would be cool if Disney actually got Blue Sky to finish off those shorts. And then afterwards, one of the Blue Sky employees said, well, guess what? Think again. We actually got them done. And then everyone on the internet celebrated. We were like, it's coming. It's coming. And then I was thinking, hold on. What if Disney don't release it, being the scumbags they are, right? So Disney Plus Day rolled around. We waited patiently. We got Ice Age news. Buck Wild. I wanted to tear my hair out at what they did to the franchise. We saw the trailer for Buck Wild. It was horrendous. Like, do you remember seeing the trailer for it firstly of Buck Wild?
Not really. I just remember it looking really crappy, and then the movie itself was just awful.
And do you know what's funny? The preview of Buck Wild looked way better. It looked like a really good animated film, like close to Blue Sky, as well as Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But Disney took the lazy route and gave it a small budget. So, anyways, so Disney Plus Day ended, and a lot of the Scrap fan base, including me, were let down, and we were very disappointed. And of course, I set up a Twitter account called Scrap Facts and Collabs. You can follow it if you'd like. And I post facts about Scrap, basically. I actually got in touch with a lot of Blue Sky people about facts, including some that not many people know and have never been released on the internet. So I basically hold the archives of Scrap questions and answers. So it was January. This is where we find out it's possibly coming out. Buck Wild releases. No one liked it. You despised it. But then afterwards, we got an information of someone of Just Play Toys of Ice Age merch. So people went into it and they saw a baby Scrap plush. And then the text was changed from Scrap TAILS to TALES. And when everyone saw this, the internet went viral over it. Like, oh my God, it's coming out. But then in February, I was here waiting for some sort of announcement. And then on the 22nd of February, I posted just at the first minute before the poster came out. I was like, it'd be nice if we got some Scrat Tales news today since it's Blue Sky's anniversary. Then the next minute, we get a poster. The nut doesn't fall far from the tree. And Scrat Tales gets announced it's released. And the entire internet exploded with happiness. Like, I was delighted. I was like, my dream is coming true. We're getting a show on Scrat. And then when the show came out, I freaking loved it. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It was worth 14 years of waiting. Because I got into Scrat 2006 as a kid, well, as a baby, obviously. And then when the last episode actually made me tear up when they killed off Scrat. I was like, are they actually doing this? I cried and I was like, oh, this can't get emotional. Can this get emotional? And then a few minutes later, no, not a few minutes, hours, we got this video sent to us. And he ate the acorn. And I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but cry to what I was seeing. My favorite cartoon character in all of existence finally achieve his goal after 20 years. Like, he was doing this even before I was born, and it felt so special to me. Like, I was like, this is the end of Blue Sky. And I hope this is the end of Scrat. Like, yes, I love him, but I'm going to be honestly, I don't want to see him again. I think that is a perfect way to go out. And if Blue Sky were still open, we wouldn't have gotten that video. We would have gotten another season of Scrat Tales and Mona, which thankfully got revived. Yeah. So my thoughts on the show. Sorry, I had to get that out of the way first because I was just explaining how Scrat Tales is very, very important to me as my own person, and how me and the Scrat community managed to achieve this big goal of actually getting the show to come out from protests from us on Twitter over Disney. So like we're one of the very few people who won the argument against Disney on getting something released. And like we fought hard. Most of the internet that loved Scrat fought to their near bones, and we ended up winning over a giant soulless corporation. Like it felt so special, and Scrat Tales was it was fantastic. The characters, I love Scrat. He's still the base dad he is. And he does a lot of meme faces in it. You know when he's holding the rope and he gets that evil idea, Lee?
Yes.
You know in
Sorry,
X's and you know the part in X's and Uh-ohs when Scrat looks at the rope and then he laughs.
Yeah.
I call that the sus face. The sus face. Yes, and we played Among Us sounds over it and it was hilarious. And then there's another face when Baby Scrat keeps missing to put the acorn to the ground. We call that face the Midlife Crisis face because he looks like he's in a midlife crisis. And then you know the Megamind meme, no bitches.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that actually got referenced in Scrat Tales because if you look at, there's a certain movement the reflection Scrat does when he holds out the acorn to Scrat, like the real one. It looks like he's doing the no bitches face. Yeah, so it's very fun. It's very emotional, and it's just a sight for sore eyes after seeing Buckwild. I think the dodo is very stupid to be in the show, but like it's the dodo. Who cares? It goes and that's it. Who cares? He's just there, and I like him. Like he's not like good as God or Baby Scrat or anything, but he is pretty good. I just love how he's just there, and I always wonder how the hell did Baby Scrat get that dodo bird anyway? Because like. He was just there in lo-fi, just chilling out, and he just picks up the dodo. Like, where did he even get it from? Did he just keep it in his tail or something? Like, that's very unusual.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Yeah.
Hold it.
Yes, so I think Scrat Tales is definitely 10 out of 10, and I consider it to be the perfect swan song to a company I loved and adored for years, and I I'm so grateful I got to be a fan of Blue Sky when it was open. I'm happy I actually got to be part of the Blue Sky legacy for two reasons: for being credited in Ice Age Scrat's New Adventure as a special thanks, and helping Scrat Tales get revived with me being one of the main leaders. Yeah, that's basically everything. Like, I can go on all day about Scrat Tales and why I love it so much to my heart, and how special and how important it is to me. But I don't want to drag this part too long because we're already 90 minutes in. So yeah.
That's fine. If there's anything else you want to say, you can say it. Feel free.
Yeah. Well, I could say more. Yeah. Honestly, the last episode is very good. Like that, like what Baby Scrat does. I was like, he's Satan. Oh my god, he's not Jesus. He's Satan. And I was like, no wonder why Scrat doesn't like him too much, but he still loves him. Oh my god. Yeah. I also like the scene in the credits in not the end, where Chris Wedge left one last message, thanking everybody for watching all the Blue Sky stuff. That was very nice to read, and I literally cried after.
So it is a shame that they are gone, Blue Sky.
The day I don't even want to think about the day I got told. Basically, how it happened was I got pinged on Discord, and everyone was like, "Andrew, this is gonna hurt you." I was like, "What do you mean it's gonna hurt me?" And I looked, and then after I seen it, I went silent, and I just had a very bad day after that. Oh,
Sorry to hear.
yeah, my teacher sent me a lot of messages saying sorry and stuff. I
Was it
like
through
even
your school
my
email?
art teacher actually drew me this Scrat sketch, and he had a sign saying I'm so sorry, and I was like, stop it, this is worse. Yeah,
At least your teachers care
pretty
about
cool.
you.
Yeah, they do care about me. Especially my
I love most of
ASD
my teachers in my
teachers.
school.
Huh?
I love some of my teachers in my school.
Yeah. So, like, if I ever, like, when I get into the animation business one day, and I have my own company and I have my own franchises, I'm gonna thank Chris Wedge and Scrap for it, because those were the two people who got me to be into animation and want to make it bigger.
For
Oh
me, what
yeah,
got me into the medium was just watching animated movies, really, as a kid.
yeah, that too. But like, I think Ice Age was the one big one, because that changed me when I had autism. Like, I didn't, I just stuck to the screen when he was on it, and he was always so funny trying to get his acorn, and I just smiled most of it. I made those. I shook my arms whenever I seen him, and then when he was off screen, I just did my own thing again. But when he came back on, I just stood it, and I was like, yes, yes. I just really liked him, and like he was probably the first character outside of Thomas and Mickey Mouse that I could actually remember what he looked like. And afterwards, Scrap became a huge part of my life. And in 2009, I got brought to see Ice Age 3. And when I seen Scrap, I was freaking out like, oh my god, look at the size of him, he's giant!
Ice
Oh,
Age
yeah.
2 is actually my favorite of the franchise.
I like Ice Age 2 more, in my opinion. It's more special to me.
I actually think Ice Age 2 is the weakest of the first three movies.
Yeah,
But
I
still
hear
pretty
that a
good.
lot of people say that, but I honestly I honestly think the first one's the weakest, even though it has very strong stuff in it.
The animation is very dated, though.
Yeah. I mean, Scrat isn't as good as he is in the sequels. I think that Ice Age treats Scrat like the god, like literally at one point and twice. Like, he gets the most amount of respect and the most amount of great scenes in all the films, and even Scrat Tales. Like every single thing he appears in, every single moment, except some scenes from Ice Age 1, which were kind of bland. Like, the sequels treat him way better than the first movie did. Like, they gave him, like, really good roles. Like, he was one of the main reasons how the Earth formed into it, how it is now, and how the galaxies are formed. Like, I loved seeing him be God. I was like, oh my God, yes! Make the world, buddy. You own it all. Create the world. Be God. Possibly kill Disney. Go, go, go. So whenever when Fox bought when Disney bought Fox in 2019, I just said, "Oh no, oh no." I was just like, "Please, whatever you do, don't screw up Scrat. Just please don't." That's what I was like. And then when and
At
then
least
after
he
Blue
got
Sky
his
got
own miniseries, though, to be fair.
and it was good. It was good. It was amazing. It was not even good. It was fantastic. It's the best thing out of the series and out of the entire Disney Plus catalog. Like all the stuff on Disney Plus exists. That's all I can say. They exist. They are originals that exist. I'm currently watching Baymax, and that's probably another thing that's going to exist, but it's good. It's
I haven't seen
nice.
it yet.
But Scrat Tales, oh, I love it. Love it to my near bone, and I will never, ever stop watching it. I'll watch it on the last day of my entire life. I really do mean that. Even if I'm sick in bed and I can't breathe well, I will have Scrat Tales on just before I leave the world. That's what I'm going to do, hands down. It is a very good show, and it's very smart. It's very funny. There's no crude humor. Well, other than the pee joke, but that joke was actually funny. Like he gets pink eye, and that's funny. Like in other jokes, it's just oh look, or oh look pee, or oh look blah, ha ha, oh look, and then that's not funny. But Scrat Tales, they do the pee joke and actually bring it on. Like oh look, he got pink eye, he got an infection. We're being realistic. And that scene was funny. Like seeing him get pink eye, just burst out laughing on the day it came out. Like I actually woke up at 7 a.m. and waited an hour for the show to come out. I was this excited for Scrat Tales. Yeah, and if they ever do want another season, Disney are gonna want another season. Like we all know Disney, right? Yeah, and Lee's just silent. Disney
Sorry, no, I was
wants
just
money.
reading something as well as listening to what you were saying.
Yeah, basically Disney want money, and they're gonna want another season, aren't they, Lee?
Um, I can't see them doing another season of this. It seems very standalone, but it is possible, maybe.
Yeah, I hope they don't get Bardell. You know who I would love to see animate Scrat Tales season 2 if they do get to do it.
Go on.
This isn't likely, but this is what I'd like to see. If Pixar did it. Pixar actually helped with Scrat Tales, so they could carry on the legacy. Like that would be so nice. Even though they won't do it. If they did, oh my god, it would be even better than well, not even better, but it would be just as good as the Blue Sky version because they could bring back everybody like Carrie Walgreen, Chris Wedge, and then the most requested character, Scrat, which is Karen Fisher.
Yeah.
So they'd have a lot. They'd have a lot of people on the show. Even so, the Blue Sky people are in Pixar now, so it'd be very fitting. It really would. Yeah. So that's basically all I have to say for Scrat Tales, which I'll keep it to a minimum since I can go on all day, but I don't want to kill your ears.
That's fine. I mean, you love it. It's a very special mini series to you. I understand.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up, or
No, I'm all good.
um? But as for me, um, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It's been a while since I watched it, so I probably should have watched it again, but I did think it was pretty solid for what it was.
Hmm.
But yeah. So that was Talk About Show episode 18. Stay tuned tomorrow for my Minions 2 review. That should be out tomorrow, as I'm seeing it tomorrow. And on Thursday I will be seeing Thor: Love and Thunder. And yeah. So anything you want to say, Andrew?
Yeah, if you could check out my YouTube channel, Andrew Good Guy. We're very
Sure,
close to
I'll
getting
be one of
1K
them.
subs. We're very close to getting 1,000 subs. I do a lot of videos, like a lot of videos, different things. I actually made a bad guys video league called Mr. Steak Goes to McDonald's. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't get the. Oh, I did actually. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. I just got this idea of Mr. Steak going to McDonald's and he has an affair with the employees because he committed crimes, and they're like, "Oh no, you can't have it." And he's like, "Give me my McDonald's." Yeah. And if you've heard from the background, I did do impressions of other DreamWorks characters like Poe, Mantis, Shrek, Poppy, Branch, other
Donkey.
characters. Gingy, Donkey. Yeah, you probably heard Donkey, did you?
I think so.
Yeah, I did
I'll have
Donkey.
to watch the video again.
Yeah, I can't even hear Donkey, but what he's saying is, "Come on now, I want pancakes." And then if you hear from the Gingy, "I don't even think they serve them at this hour because it's lunch hour in the video
Yeah.
because there's no waffles."
It's a shame there was no McDonald's toys for the bad guys.
Yeah, but like they had Sonic 2, so they couldn't really.
I suppose. But the Sonic 2 toys were crap.
Yeah, I
But,
don't get Happy Meals anymore.
nah,
Like I think the American ones are better.
yeah. Well, I think in America, when How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out, they got frisbees and we actually got figures.
Yeah.
But, so I think we're going to end this now. Thank you for joining me, Andrew, and we shall see you all soon. Stay tuned for tomorrow's review. Until then, skadoosh. Thank you for watching, and take care, my friends.
Stay good, guys.